Have you ever said something in English that was technically understandable, but somehow it just didn't sound natural?
Oh, all the time. And not because people are bad at English. It's usually because they keep making the same small grammar mistakes that immediately tell listeners, this person is still thinking like a beginner.
That's actually interesting, because I think a lot of learners believe grammar is only about passing exams.
Exactly. But grammar is really about sounding clear, confident, and natural. You can know thousands of vocabulary words, but if you keep making certain grammar mistakes, people instantly notice.
So today's episode is all about those mistakes?
Yes, we're going through 10 grammar mistakes that many English learners make every single day. The good news is that none of them are difficult to fix. Once you notice them, you'll start hearing them everywhere.
And hopefully stop making them yourself.
That's the goal.
I also like that these aren't random grammar rules from a textbook. These are mistakes people make in real conversations.
Right? Imagine you're talking to a coworker, meeting new friends, traveling, or having a job interview. These mistakes come up constantly.
Okay, I'm excited already. So let's jump into mistake number 1.
The first one is probably the most common grammar mistake in English.
Really? More common than confusing your and your?
Much more common in spoken English.
Now I'm curious.
It's using the wrong verb tense when talking about experiences.
Oh.
For example, many learners say, I went to London before, or I saw that movie already.
Wait. I've definitely heard people say that.
And native speakers understand it. That's important. Communication doesn't completely break down, but it sounds a little unusual because English has a special tense for life experiences.
The present perfect.
Exactly. Instead of saying, I went to London before, we usually say, I've been to London before.
So why is that?
Because you're not talking about one specific trip. You're talking about your experience in general. You're saying that at some point in your life, that experience happened.
So the exact time isn't important.
That's right. If I ask you, have you ever eaten sushi? I'm not asking when. I'm asking whether you've had that experience.
Okay, but what if I want to talk about the exact time?
Then we switch to the past simple.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. I've been to Japan twice. That's talking about life experience. But if I say, I went to Japan in 2022, now I'm mentioning a specific time, so I use the past simple.
I think that's where people get confused.
Definitely. Many languages don't make this distinction, so learners naturally translate from their own language.
Which is something we've talked about before.
Exactly. Direct translation causes a lot of grammar mistakes.
Let me try one. Should I say, I finished my homework already? Or I've finished my homework already?
Great example. In everyday British English, I've finished my homework already sounds more natural.
And American English?
Americans often use both forms in conversation. You might hear, I already finished my homework quite often. But if you're learning English, understanding when to use the present perfect is still incredibly useful because you'll hear it everywhere.
So learners shouldn't panic if they hear both.
Exactly. Language is flexible. The important thing is understanding why different speakers choose different forms.
I actually think that's reassuring.
It is. Sometimes students think there's only one correct sentence. In reality, English often gives you more than one natural option depending on the situation.
Here's another one. Did you ever visit Paris?
Good question. That's understandable. But if you're asking about someone's life experience, have you ever visited Paris? Is the more natural choice.
And if I ask, did you visit Paris last summer? Then past simple is correct because the time is clear.
perfect.
That honestly feels much easier now.
And here's a simple trick. If your sentence includes a specific time, like yesterday, last week, in 2023, when I was a child, use the past simple. If there's no specific time and you're talking about life experience, use the present perfect.
That's such an easy rule to remember.
It won't solve every situation, but it'll help you avoid one of the biggest grammar mistakes learners make.
And that's only mistake number 1.
Exactly. We still have 9 more to go, and some of them are even more common in everyday conversations.
So we've already covered one grammar mistake that can instantly make your English sound less natural. What's number 2?
This one is everywhere, especially among intermediate learners.
Okay, now I'm nervous.
It's using people is instead of people are.
Oh, that's a good one. I hear that quite often.
Exactly. The word people looks singular because it's one word, but grammatically it's plural.
So it's always people are.
That's right.
Even if I'm talking about one group?
Yes. For example, people are friendly here.
Not people is friendly here.
Correct.
Why do learners make that mistake?
Mostly because they're translating from another language. In some languages, the equivalent word behaves differently. So your brain naturally wants to use a singular verb.
Translation again.
Exactly. Translation is helpful at the beginning, but after a while, it starts creating problems.
Are there other words like that?
Absolutely. Police is another famous example.
Really?
Yes. We normally say, the police are investigating the case.
Not the police is.
Exactly.
Interesting. I never thought about that.
Here's another one that surprises learners. My family is.
Wait, now I'm confused.
That's because family is different. It's a collective noun.
Which means?
It represents one group made up of many people.
So I can say, my family is very supportive.
Exactly.
But I can also hear British speakers saying, my family are coming this weekend.
Great observation. British English often treats collective nouns as plural when thinking about the individual members. American English usually keeps them singular.
So both exist depending on the variety of English.
Exactly.
I like learning these differences because sometimes students think one version must be wrong.
And usually that's not true.
Okay, what's another common mistake?
Mixing up there is and there are.
Oh, yes.
Imagine someone says, there is many reasons.
I think I've said that before.
A lot of learners have.
So the correct version is?
There are many reasons.
Because reasons is plural.
Exactly.
What about this one? There's a lot of people here.
Excellent question.
Because native speakers say that all the time.
They do.
But shouldn't it technically be, there are a lot of people here?
Grammatically, yes.
So why do people say there's?
Because spoken English becomes more relaxed. There's is often used almost like a shortcut before plural nouns in casual conversation.
So, if I'm taking an English exam,
say, there are a lot of people.
And if I'm chatting with friends,
you'll definitely hear there's a lot of people.
That's actually useful to know because learners sometimes panic when native speakers don't follow the textbook.
Exactly. Real English and textbook English overlap a lot, but they're not always identical.
I love these little details.
They make a huge difference when you're listening.
Okay, let's move to mistake number 3.
This one sounds tiny, but it's incredibly common.
Go on.
Forgetting the third person S.
Oh no.
Think about these sentences. My brother work in a bank. She live in Canada. He drive to work every day.
I already know what's missing.
Exactly.
Work becomes works.
Right?
Live becomes lives.
Yes.
Drive becomes drives.
Perfect.
Why is this mistake so common?
Because it's a very small sound. When you're focused on vocabulary, pronunciation, and to try to think quickly, your brain often drops that final S.
Especially while speaking.
Exactly.
And native speakers notice it immediately.
They do. They'll still understand you, but it's one of those mistakes that instantly tells listeners you're still learning English.
So, how can learners fix it?
Build a simple habit.
What's that?
Every time you start a sentence with he, she, or it, pause for half a second.
Just half a second?
That's enough.
And ask yourself, does my verb need an S?
Exactly.
That sounds surprisingly practical.
It really works.
Let's practice. She.
Lives in Spain.
My father.
Watches football every weekend.
My dog.
Sleeps all afternoon.
My teacher.
Explains everything clearly.
I can already feel that little S becoming automatic.
That's the goal. Fluency isn't about speaking faster. It's about building small habits until they happen without thinking.
That's such a good point because many learners think fluent speakers never think about grammar.
Actually, fluent speakers have simply repeated these patterns thousands of times.
So grammar becomes automatic.
Exactly.
We've only covered 3 mistakes, and honestly, I think every English learner has made at least one of them.
Probably all 3.
I know I have.
Which is completely normal. The important thing isn't avoiding mistakes forever. It's noticing them, correcting them, and slowly replacing them with better habits.
And we're just getting started because the next mistakes are ones that appear in conversations almost every single day.
Especially when people start feeling more confident and speaking for longer.
So far we've talked about verb tenses, subject-verb agreement, and that little third person S that causes so many problems. What's mistake number 4?
This one is incredibly common because it seems so simple.
Those are usually the dangerous ones.
Exactly. It's confusing much and many.
Oh, yes. I remember learning that years ago, but sometimes I still stop and think.
And that's normal. The key is understanding what kind of noun comes after them.
So what's the basic rule?
We use many with countable nouns and much with uncountable nouns.
Give us some examples.
Sure. Many books. Many students. Many ideas.
Because I can count all of those.
Exactly.
And much.
Much water. Much money. Much information.
Because I don't normally count those individually.
Right?
So saying, I have much friends isn't correct.
Correct.
It should be, I have many friends.
Exactly.
But here's something I've noticed. Native speakers don't actually say much very often in positive sentences.
That's an excellent observation.
They usually say things like, I have a lot of money.
Exactly.
Or, we have a lot of work.
Right. In everyday conversation, a lot of is much more common.
So if I say, I have much homework, it sounds a little strange.
It does. It's grammatically possible in certain situations, but I have a lot of homework sounds much more natural.
That's one of those things textbooks don't always emphasize.
Exactly. They teach the rule first, then real conversations later.
which is why podcasts like this are helpful.
That's the idea.
All right, what's mistake number 5?
Using adjectives instead of adverbs.
I think people mix those up all the time.
They do. Listen to this sentence. She speaks English perfect.
I know that sounds wrong.
Because perfect is an adjective.
So we need an adverb.
Exactly.
She speaks English perfectly.
Perfectly.
Nice.
Here's another one. He drives careful.
It should be, he drives carefully.
Exactly.
So adjectives describe nouns.
Yes.
And adverbs describe verbs.
That's the simplest way to remember it.
Can we try a few quick examples?
Absolutely.
She's a slow speaker.
Correct.
She speaks slowly.
Also correct.
He's a quiet person.
Right?
He talks quietly.
Exactly.
Although English loves exceptions.
Of course.
Let me guess.
The word fast.
I knew it.
Fast is both an adjective and an adverb.
So I can say, he's a fast runner.
Correct.
And also, he runs fast.
Exactly.
Not fastly.
Never fastly.
English always finds a way to surprise us.
It certainly does.
Okay, let's move on. What's mistake number 6?
This one appears in almost every English classroom.
Now I'm curious.
It's saying more better or more easier.
Oh,
You've probably heard those before.
Definitely.
The problem is that learners are making the comparison twice.
What do you mean?
Words like better, worse, bigger, and smaller are already comparative forms.
So adding more is unnecessary.
Exactly.
We say better,
Not more better.
easier,
Not more easier.
worse.
Not more worse.
That actually makes sense.
It does.
But then why do we say more beautiful?
Great question. Because not every adjective forms its comparative the same way. Short adjectives usually add er. Tall becomes taller. Small becomes smaller. Cheap becomes cheaper.
While longer adjectives usually use more.
Exactly. More beautiful. More interesting. More comfortable.
So learners sometimes mix the two systems together.
Exactly.
Let's do a little challenge. More expensive,
Correct.
bigger,
Correct.
more difficult,
Correct.
easier.
Careful.
oh,
Easier.
right.
Easier.
That's it.
You know what I like about today's episode?
What's that?
None of these mistakes are impossible.
Not at all.
They're just habits.
Exactly. And habits can be changed.
Sometimes learners think they need to study grammar for 5 more years.
Honestly, no. You simply need to notice the patterns you repeat most often.
And replace them one by one.
That's how fluency grows.
Small improvements, repeated every day.
Exactly.
We've now covered 6 grammar mistakes, and I already feel like my English sounds a little cleaner.
That's the power of paying attention to the details. The next 4 mistakes are just as common, and one of them is something almost every English learner says without realizing it.
We've reached the final 4 grammar mistakes, and I'm really curious about the next one because you said almost every learner makes it.
They do. In fact, you probably hear it every single day.
Okay, what is it?
Saying, he said me, or she told to me.
Oh,
Yes. I've definitely heard both.
That's because learners often confuse the verbs say and tell.
They both mean almost the same thing, don't they?
Similar meaning, different grammar.
Explain that.
We use say when we're focusing on the words themselves.
for example,
She said she was tired.
Okay.
Or he said hello.
No object after said.
Exactly.
And what about tell?
Tell is usually followed by a person.
Like,
She told me the truth.
he told us a story.
Perfect.
So I shouldn't say, she said me.
Correct.
It should be, she told me.
Exactly.
But then I sometimes hear people say, she said to me.
Good catch.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Wait, really?
Absolutely. She said to me is completely correct because the preposition to connect said with the person.
So we have three possibilities. She said. She said to me. She told me.
Exactly.
That's actually much simpler than I expected.
Most grammar becomes simple once you stop translating word for word.
That's becoming today's theme.
I think so.
all right.
What's mistake number 8?
Using double negatives.
Oh,
Listen to this sentence. I don't know nothing.
I know people who say that.
Native speakers sometimes use double negatives in certain regional dialects or for emphasis, but in standard English, it's considered incorrect.
So, what's the standard version?
I don't know anything.
or
I know nothing.
But not both together.
Exactly.
Another example?
I don't have no money.
That becomes,
I don't have any money.
or I have no money.
Perfect.
Why is this mistake so common?
Because in many languages, double negatives are completely normal.
So learners naturally transfer that pattern into English.
Exactly.
Okay, mistake number 9.
Forgetting articles.
ah,
A, N, and the.
The tiny words that cause huge headaches.
They seem so small, but they're everywhere.
Exactly.
give us an example.
A learner might say, I bought new phone yesterday,
Missing A.
right?
So it should be, I bought a new phone yesterday.
Exactly.
Another one?
Sun is very hot today.
That sounds strange.
Because there is only one sun in our solar system.
So we say,
The sun is very hot today.
what about countries?
Usually we don't use the...
So I live in Morocco,
Correct.
not the Morocco.
Exactly.
But we do say the United States.
Right?
English loves exceptions.
It certainly keeps us busy.
Do you have an easy tip for articles?
Here's a simple one. If you're introducing one thing for the first time, use a or an.
Like, I saw a dog.
Exactly.
And after that?
You can say, the dog was sleeping.
Because now both people know which dog we're talking about.
Exactly.
That's actually a really useful trick.
It works in many everyday situations.
You know, articles used to scare me because there seem to be hundreds of rules.
There are many rules, but if you master the basic patterns first, you'll naturally improve over time.
That's encouraging.
Grammar doesn't become perfect overnight.
It grows little by little.
Exactly.
We've reached 9 grammar mistakes already.
And we've saved one of the biggest mistakes for last.
Really?
Yes.
Now you have to tell us.
Not yet,
You're making everyone wait.
because the final mistake isn't just about grammar.
Really?
No, it's about the way learners think when they're speaking English, and fixing it can make your English sound dramatically more natural.
Now I'm even more curious.
Good, because that's exactly what we're talking about next.
All right, James. We've finally reached the last grammar mistake. You've been building up to this one for the entire episode, so it has to be good.
I think it is because it's not just one mistake. It's a habit that creates dozens of grammar mistakes without learners even realizing it.
Okay, you've definitely got my attention.
The mistake is translating every sentence directly from your native language before you speak.
Honestly, I think almost everyone has done that.
Absolutely. It's one of the most natural things to do when you're learning a new language.
Because your brain wants to use what it already knows.
Exactly. The problem is that languages don't build sentences in the same way.
So even if every individual word is correct,
The whole sentence can still sound unnatural.
can you give us some examples?
Sure. Imagine someone says, I have 25 years.
I hear that one a lot.
Native speakers understand it, but in English we don't use have to talk about age.
We say, I am 25 years old.
Exactly.
Another one?
Someone says, I made a photo,
That sounds a little strange.
right? In English, we usually say, I took a photo.
Because that's simply the expression English uses.
Exactly.
What else?
Open the light.
Oh,
It should be turn on the light.
Correct.
That's a really common translation mistake.
It is.
So the real problem isn't grammar itself.
Exactly.
It's trying to force English to follow the rules of another language.
That's the heart of it.
So how do learners stop translating?
Little by little.
That sounds easier said than done.
It takes practice, but it's absolutely possible.
What's the first step?
Learn complete phrases instead of isolated words.
What do you mean?
Don't just memorize the word decision.
Okay,
Learn the expression, make a decision.
instead of creating your own version,
Exactly.
don't memorize mistake.
Memorize, make a mistake.
Not do a mistake.
Right?
Learn take a shower.
Not make a shower.
Catch a bus.
Exactly.
So we're learning chunks of English.
That's one of the fastest ways to sound natural.
Because native speakers don't build every sentence from zero.
They don't.
They already know thousands of common patterns.
Exactly. Your brain becomes much faster when you recognize entire expressions instead of translating word by word.
I feel like that's a huge mindset shift.
It really is.
Instead of asking, how do I translate this sentence?
Ask yourself, how would an English speaker naturally express this idea?
I love that question.
It changes everything.
Looking back at today's episode, it's interesting that none of these mistakes are signs that someone is bad at English.
Not at all.
They're simply signs that someone is still learning.
Exactly. Every fluent speaker made mistakes at some point.
Even native speakers make grammar mistakes.
Absolutely. Nobody speaks perfectly all the time.
So if you're listening today and you recognized yourself in several of these examples,
That's actually good news.
really?
Yes, because now you're aware of them.
And once you notice a mistake,
You can start replacing it with the correct pattern.
let's quickly review all 10 mistakes we covered today.
Number 1, using the wrong tense for life experiences instead of the present perfect.
Number 2, Using singular verbs with plural nouns like people.
Number 3, forgetting the third person s.
Number 4, confusing much and many.
Number 5, using adjectives when you need adverbs.
Number 6, saying things like more better or more easier.
Number 7, mixing up say and tell.
Number 8, using double negatives.
Number 9, forgetting articles like a in and the.
And number 10, translating directly from your native language instead of thinking in natural English patterns.
If you focus on improving just these 10 areas, your English will immediately sound more fluent, more accurate, and much more natural.
And remember, don't try to fix everything in one day.
That's important.
Choose one mistake this week.
Pay attention to it every time you speak.
Then next week, work on another one.
Small improvements add up surprisingly quickly.
If today's conversation helped you notice some habits you'd like to change, that's already a great step forward.
Learning English isn't about speaking without mistakes. It's about making fewer mistakes over time and becoming more confident every time you open your mouth.
Exactly.
Keep listening, keep speaking, keep practicing, and most importantly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how real progress happens.
Thanks for spending your time with us today. We hope this conversation helps you sound more natural the next time you speak English.
Take care, keep learning, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep practicing your English every day.